Hello everyone, my name is Angel and today we will be setting up my bullet journal for March. So for this month's theme, I decided to go with Mulan because the live-action remake of Mulan is coming out this March. And as compared to my February setup, this one is way easier, so it will take us relatively shorter to make. And without further ado, here is my March 2020 setup. So the quote I decided to use is actually overused. So this one says, "The flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all." And if you look up Mulan quotes on Pinterest, this is the quote that will keep popping up, except of course the occasional "dishonor on you, your family, and your cow" and stuff like that. And speaking of Pinterest, I will be linking my inspiration board in the description box so you can see the photos that I used for inspiration while making this setup. As I have mentioned, I decided to do a Mulan themed setup for March because the live-action remake is coming out at the end of this month, but instead of doing a theme inspired by the remake, I decided to stick to the animated one because 1, it will be easier to draw, and 2, I don't even know what will be on the remake because it hasn't come out yet. I initially wanted to use pink as the accent color for the month, but then I realized it would be difficult to just stick to that one color and keep it monochromatic because it would be boring, so I used yellows and blues as well as some greens too. The banner set the tone for the setup because this is where I decided not to stick to monochrome pink for the accent color. So I have the hair accessory that symbolized Mulan turning her back on the expectations for her as a girl in her culture. I decided to use this symbolism because I feel like it puts women in a different light, and I think it is also fitting that March is National Women's Month, so this is a great tribute to women because we are strong and we do not have to shortchange ourselves to make anyone else feel comfortable. For the lettering, I looked up the font for the posters and tried my best to copy the style. While I don't think it screams Mulan at first glance, I'm pretty sure I did an okay job at the letters. For this month, the only spread that I really like is the mood tracker. Taking the scene from when Mulan was groomed for her appointment with the matchmaker, I used the part where the women held umbrellas facing the matchmaker's place. I did not go into detail for each woman because why would I? But instead, I just did the basic skeleton structure for their respective poses and went on from there. I tried copying the styles of their clothes and the basic colors, but other than that, I just sketched the bare minimum that would tell that the scene was from Mulan. I am only planning to track 4 moods, so I only have 4 women for each mood, and they have different facial expressions for each mood that I want to track for the month. Symbolizing the days of the month, I drew various sized circles, which are umbrellas, and I accidentally drew 32 circles, so I have an extra one. Anyway, the colors for each mood will be represented by the umbrellas that the 4 women are holding. So I have some blues, some purples, and some pinks. Moving on to the habit tracker, I just did a simple spread because I really couldn't find a way to incorporate the movie into the tracker. I also wrote the title wrong, so I had the first 2 letters in normal sizes and then the rest I did a bit smaller for some reason, so I had to go back and fix them. I have 6 calendar layouts because I want to track 6 habits for this month, and I just drew some symbols from the movie behind each calendar, so I have some fans and swords to tie in the habit tracker with a theme. Oh, I almost forgot to say that I actually forgot to do my monthly calendar, so I did it right before recording this voiceover. I am going to insert a picture somewhere here so you can see how I set up my monthly calendar, which is nothing special, just some colors and some numbers. Next, we are doing the task tracker. Initially, I wanted to do a scene from when Mulan was singing Reflection using, I think those were tombstones of her relatives, but then after sketching the draft, I didn't like how it looked, so I settled for another simple spread. I wanted to incorporate the sword in this setup, but I couldn't think of a fitting spread for it, so I just decided to put it in the middle of the tracker and use it to divide out the page. And for some reason, I didn't finish this spread and moved on to the next page, so I guess you'll see that in the final flip through. I decided to do another brain dump because I realized I needed the space to write down my thoughts without cluttering my weekly spreads. Also, I'm pretty sure I was getting tired of doing this in one sitting because I filmed my previous Plan With Me videos in separate sessions, the February one on 2 separate days even, and I just wanted to get this over with. I just drew Mulan in the corner. Hopefully you can recognize Mulan from my drawing, which is based on an artwork I found on Pinterest and I thought it was cute, so I decided to use it to decorate the page. Okay, hold on, we have one more spread for the video. By the way, if you want to know the exact supplies I used in this video, I listed everything down in the description. And if I missed something, you can ask me in the comments. Alright, so this is the final spread for the video. This is my first weekly spread and I did it in a comic book style, which was inspired by this photo I saw on Pinterest, but instead of Mulan, the theme for that one is The Little Mermaid, which is one of my favorite Disney princess movies. Well, actually, I like the second one better. Also, important question, do any of you remember anything from the second Mulan movie? Was there a second Mulan movie even? I can't remember. I'm so sorry for anyone who actually likes that movie. Back to the video. I drew Mulan on 2 boxes. The first one I have her in the pink outfit with jewelry, very feminine. And the other drawing is of her in a soldier uniform with green as the main color, and the rest of the boxes are for my daily tasks and events, where I just wrote out the dates in my normal handwriting. And as I was finishing up, my camera died, so let's just look at the final flip through. And that is it for this month's Plan With Me. So if you liked it, don't forget to click the like button and maybe subscribe because I will be doing more of these bullet journal videos in the future. Bye!